But if you close your eyes,
Hi guys, welcome to an interesting video by Maximus. Today we're back with more Injustice Gods Among Us. So as promised yesterday, today we're going to be doing the Injustice 2 Aquaman review. So as you guys can see, we just entered the game. Injustice 2 Aquaman is right at the front. So without further ado, let's jump right into the review. So, of course, this is the Injustice 2 Aquaman from the upcoming Injustice 2 game, which will be out next year. So, this is how his design will look like probably for the game. So, let's take a look at his support enhancements first. We have Throne of Atlantis for health, Poseidon's Trident for damage, as well as Armies of Atlantis for energy regeneration. So, we have quite a lot to cover with him, especially for his passive. So I'm just going to cover the rest first. So first off, we're going to talk about his stats. So he has about 50,000 damage, and he has almost 90,000 health, although it's actually closer to 88,500. So his health is pretty high. It's the second highest base stat, which used to be highest base stat before the 2.10 update. So he is pretty good in terms of stats, and health he is good, and damage he has the highest damage stat in the game, so nothing much to talk about that. Much like Injustice 2 Superman, he has the highest damage stat in the game, and Superman has the highest health stat in the game, so he is the best, so nothing much to compare there. So we're going to talk about his special. So first is Trident Toss, a one-hit special one with aiming, so it does cause bleed, same as the other Aquaman. We have the Oceanic Depths for special 2, so it's a 4-hit special, which requires, I believe, some swiping and I believe a rapid tap, but we'll see later. And lastly, we have Atlantean Rage, which is the same as all the other Aquaman as his super move. So next, we're going to talk about his design, as well as his passive. So first off, we can see that he has a nice beard and some tattoos, which is a pretty unique design. I don't think any other character in the game has tattoos, but yeah, he has tattoos on his left arm. We had that bandage going on his left arm also, and the design looks really nice, royal, and elegant because he is the King of Atlantis. So I like the nice honeycomb pattern, and probably my most favorite part of the design is that shoulder piece on his right arm. Looks like a shell attached to the shoulder. Looks really cool. And his trend does look a little bit different from other Aquaman. As you can see, his trend is pretty big, and there are some designs on it. There's some pattern going on it. So, just really quickly, let's compare it to the Aquaman Prime. You can see his trend is smaller. Actually, it's about the same size, but he does not have the design, and there are 2 prongs to the bottom, whereas Injustice 2 Aquaman does not have those 2 prongs at the bottom. Looks like a slightly more regular trident, but his design is pretty nice. He also has a giant belt piece. So his passive is the one that we're going to be talking about in greater detail. So his passive is called Atlantean Tactics. When Aquaman does any special, he rinses any dot off him and puts it on his opponent with the effect doubled. So basically, in layman's terms, if he is under bleed, poison, bleed, or any one of the 3 effects, bleed, poison, or burn, when he activates special 1 or special 2, instead of him getting the bleed, poison, or burn, it transfers to his opponents and it doubles. So for example, let's say Bronze Catwoman did cat claws on us and we are bleeding for 100 damage per second. So we activate our special 1, and let's just assume we don't knock her out for some weird reason, and she now takes the bleed at 200 damage per second. So I also have studied him in great detail, and I've realized a couple of things on his DOT. So firstly, his DOT does affect gears and passives. So for example, he will reflect the Ibistic gear, the burn from the Ibistic gear. He will reflect Dark Side's passive combo ender, which causes bleed. The Black Racer, if it causes bleed, it will reflect on Dark Side, and if that or whoever else is in there, and if that happens, the bleeding will also last unlimited. Basically, it will pretty much follow the opponent's bleed effect, how long it lasts, and what type of bleed it is. So, if he is under multiple effects, let's say the Joker poisons him and Catwoman bleeds him, both will be reflected and both will be doubled. Also, the LexCorp set continuous dot will not be reflected at all. Yeah, so it does not work on that. So if the bleed that was put on him is critical, his reflected dot will also be critical. And if he reflects Arkham Knight Catwoman's dot, if that's the case, then the dot will also not rinse when the opponent tags out. So, as I said, pretty much it just follows whatever dot was on him. And the secondary effects such as poison, bleed, and burn will also carry over. And as you guys know, Aquaman's special 1 does also bleed, so it will stack. So example, if he reflects a bleed and he does bleed himself, so the opponent will bleed twice and take 40% more damage. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to cover about his passive, basically. I hope you guys understood what I just said. Pretty much, long story cut short, it just reflects exactly what the opponent put on him. So next I'm going to get into the gears that I'll recommend, and Arcane 1 isn't one of them, just in case you guys are wondering. So I'll recommend the, if we can scroll through here, I would recommend the LexCorp helmet right over here. So the reason for this is the best blocking gear in the game, so it lets him survive longer, and it adds even more dot on special. And I don't think you'll be needing the crit unless you augment him. I don't think I'm putting in any crit gears. So next, I would recommend the, if you can find it, the EVII stick for even more dot and more power generation, as well as a boosted special 1. We will be using special 1 quite a ton. And lastly, the mutated bone spike, so he can heal on special 1, as well as more boosted basic attacks. So he will not be doing any crit attacks here with this gear setup, but it'll be more focused on the poison. So as for his teammates, he can really go onto any team. And take note that his passive is pretty situational, and it's very likely that you may not even need to use his passive at all in the event that the opponents that you are facing do not even have any form of poison. So yeah, but to try to show him off, we're going to put in Arkham Knight Catwoman and Arkham Origins Joker in the mirror match, just so that I can show you guys the passive off, hopefully at least. So let's jump right into the test fight. I did not talk about his combos, but you guys will see it. His heavy is the normal 3-hit combo, and his light combo is a giant string of attacks. I did not count them, so we can do it together. So here is his heavy combo. It's the normal 3-hit heavy combo. So bam, 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 bam. So a 4-hit heavy combo and a swipe. It does go pretty fast. So as you can see, he has bled us. So let's counter it. And now the bleed is put on him, double, and we also do the burn. So check out all that bleed. So we are just getting off light attacks. Joker with a bang. So we block it. We're getting poisoned, and let's get rid of it right over there. So he bleeds and poisons. Look at how fast his health goes down, and we just destroy him. So once again, Aquaman does get off. So the bleed. So I would like to point out that if you do hit him like that, and he gets knocked out, the bleed will pass on to Catwoman right there, like that. So it is bleed on Catwoman pretty fast, and Cat Claws by Catwoman, causing us to bleed. So let's take care of that problem. And there goes Catwoman. Look at how fast her health has gone down, and we pretty much just destroy that entire team. So you guys saw the power of the reflected bleed. So let's break it down. So let's assume that Joker is poisoning us. So we reflect his poison. So his poison is doubled by Catwoman. So when we reflect it back, it does do 4 times his normal poison damage, and then that causes him to do 20% less power generation. Then our own special causes him to bleed, which lets him take 20% more damage. Then we have the burn from the EVII stick, which causes him to have 20% less power generation again. So he's pretty much being poisoned, bled, and burned all at the same time. And then we also have the dot from the LexCorp helmet. So he's taking on 4 poisons at the same time. And don't forget that his own poison is times 4 damage, and then he takes a further 20% more damage from our bleed. So that's a whole ton of poison damage. I can't even begin to calculate how much it is. So anyway, because this time we're gonna let ourselves bleed for a while and see if it really is double, or prove that it's double. So let's let ourselves get hit if he wants to actually bleed us. So Thanatos is bleeding for about 1,500. So let's reflect it, and he is bleeding for about, I can't even see that he's bleeding way too much for me to even see. So let's let ourselves get cat clawed or whatever special. Alright, there we go, the cat claws. So let's quickly get our special 1 and check out all that bleed. Let's just, yeah. And Catwoman is still bleeding because that's her own passive. So let's get our special 2 and show off the oceanic depths. And here it is. So it is a rapid swipe like I suspected. So as you can see, guys, 2 hits with the trident, a knee, and then he stabs his trident to the ground and it pokes his opponent from underneath. So I've shown that off in the first look video. So yeah. So now let's jump into the mirror match again, because it's pretty much the best way I can show off his passive. But we also want to show off his super move. We don't want to forget about that. So let's try to make this quick. Letting ourselves get hit a ton. Alright, time to charge ourselves up a little bit. So Thanatos connects. Of course, his super does not actually trigger a passive, but let's do it anyways. So here is his passive. It is pretty cool, especially the first time I saw it. He pretty much puts an ocean everywhere. So we are taking a lot of damage from all the bleed. So the bleed is now stacking. So let's see if we can reflect all of them. There we go. So let's see how fast Catwoman bleeds. And just by that 1 bleed, Catwoman has been utterly defeated. And there we go. Although we did not finish her off. So Joker, they're about to destroy us. So we got to do something about it. So Shank there. So we do block it. And there is the LexCorp helmet coming to effect and saving us from defeat right there. If we did not have the helmet, he would probably have knocked us out. So there we have it, the third test fight. So you guys can now see the power of Injustice to Aquaman. But take note that this is very situational. So overall usefulness, I'd say that he can be really useful if you're up against a dot team. However, if it turns out you're facing, say, Injustice to Superman, Arkham Origins Batman, and Justice League Wonder Woman, just putting it, throwing in a random team, and none of them have any form of dot, that his passive is pretty much useless. But as you guys can see, if you're facing anyone like the Arkham Origins Joker or Arkham Knight Catwoman, those who heavily rely on dot, you're pretty much going to destroy them. But do take note, if it's an Injustice to Aquaman versus Injustice to Aquaman, you're gonna have a game of ping pong with the dot. It's gonna just jump from Aquaman to Aquaman. So I'm not sure if it keeps doubling. I'm not tested that out yet, but if I do, I'll get back to you guys in another video. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and bye.